It's time!
I'm a champion now. If you thought I was a pain in the ass before, you got no idea what you're in store for.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The Doctor and the Driver podcast
starts now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 16 of The Doctor and the Driver. This is the driver, Gage, joined by my co-host, Alex, also producer of the show, who does all the hard work.
Yep. All the behind the scenes, yep.
And it's Monday. It's Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
So I got my patriotic shirt on, in case anyone can or cannot see. I'm doing my best so you can. And I have a beer. So cheers to all the fellow Americans and non-Americans. We love everybody. But I will say this. I don't know your take on this, Alex. When people get mad at people for saying Happy Memorial Day, like, that's so lame.
They get mad at you?
You know that's a thing?
No. Why?
Yeah, if you say Happy
Memorial
Memorial
Day.
Day.
Memorial Day's not happy.
Like, do you know what Memorial Day
Do you
is?
know what it represents?
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a proud veteran, and I say it. So,
yeah.
Like, you understand the day, right? You understand what it is.
Yeah, you're trying to represent the holiday.
In a good way.
Acknowledge it's there. It's better than not knowing it is.
Exactly. And then we are enjoying life as it is. So, like, life, it can be shorter, some shorter than others. You know what I mean? Nothing's guaranteed in life, and fallen Americans and yada, yada, yada. All that is terrible, but we celebrate with cheers, but also with acknowledgement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think so. Again, proud veteran, this guy. Don't think there's anything wrong with saying Happy Memorial Day. So enjoy beers and hope barbecue and whatever. It's raining here though, so we're not.
Dude, we went. So I'm in Virginia, and we went, and out here it's much more lax than some other states. So like no masks out here. No one has a mask.
Dude, we've never had to wear masks here.
I know, yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
It's so weird because Pennsylvania, you have to wear a mask to walk into any business. If you work in the business, you have to have a mask on. Yeah, so it was weird. Like I went to McDonald's last night and like no one had masks on. I was like,
what do we do?
Oh my god.
We're all savages.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've told you before. Like, honestly, my day, like, I didn't stop working. Never wore masks. Still went to the store. And besides going to the gym legally, besides going legally, my day to day has not changed. Now I have to.
Oh, you're saying the only thing is that you're a rebel and go roll illegally. That's
exactly what I'm saying. Yes. Yeah. When I trained actually Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and the professors, he texted me, he goes, use the back door, and I was like, I didn't even know we had a back door, so we gotta park in the back.
Dude, see, like if your ass can go find someone to roll with, I don't get what Stipe's excuse is.
We had like 11 people on Saturday, like a lot of people were coming.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was usually like 5 or 6 people typically, but what was funny is because yesterday's Sunday, and my gym is by a church, so they do like Ozark style, but not on a boat because of this quarantine thing. Cars pull up in the parking lot. They have the parking lot gated off, and they preach in the car from their cars. People have the windows down. They were singing gospels, which is hilarious because like
you guys are choking people out to like
we roll up and everyone's like trying to guide us where to park.
Amazing grace.
So here's the thing. So it's the only thing open, obviously, in that little lot. So like as the car's going in, and we got the flaggers like telling us where to go, and we're like, no, like we're going somewhere else. And then
we're going back here.
So I'm like waving the guy, and I'm like, no, I'm good. And he's like, no, this way. And I'm like, no, I'm going this way. And then they're like, what's up? What's going on here? And I go back in the park and like park like in the back corner, and like people out the cars looking, and like I got my gi under my arm and like walk in there. And I'm like walk in the closed building, and it's funny when, like, usually the guy with the key to the gym, our professor, usually he's later than everyone, so we're all sitting in our cars waiting on him, and then when he shows up, we all get out of the car at the same time. We all got geese and shit under our arms, and while church is singing, they're all looking at us, and he like unlocks the door.
Everyone sees you.
Everyone sees us, and we single file in, and we close it, and he locks the door and turns out all the lights in the desk, so it looks still like we're closed.
Nice.
And once you get past the front desk, there's a door there before the mat, so he closes that door. So we got the lights on and shit, but from the outside, even if you were peeking in the glass, you still couldn't. It still looked like a closed building. So, but yeah, lots of witnesses. We just hope they're good Christians, and yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was in the Bible. Was it? I think it was in the Bible. What is it?
Snitches get stitches. Proverbs.
Yeah.
I think that was Phillips 2:13. I think.
Phillips 2:13.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'm not going to pretend like I know the Bible. I was going to think of something. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Stitches get stitches. Talk shit get banged. Something like that.
Yeah. 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 So I was able to go today though to like eat outside. So you're allowed to eat outside. So I got to get
That's cool.
A beer and some wings on an outdoor patio. So it was some normalcy was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have any of that. So.
Yeah. And then fights are going on now. Well,
we do have fights going on. Yeah, I think we're back on regular schedule, no doubt. Now with fights, because now Vegas is good to go. So they got the Apex Center now.
Oh, damn.
The UFC Apex, which is where Saturday's card will be. That's going to be in the UFC's own building, so they could do fights there every night of the week if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about finding an arena anymore. So we got between Fight Island and the UFC Apex Center, there's no reason not to have fights every weekend.
We're good to go.
We're good to go. Do you want to plug sponsors before we start talking fights?
You want me to do it?
If you want to.
So good at reading.
No, I don't know how to read.
You're the best. Everyone knows the driver is the best reader.
The driver can barely knows how to read.
And he's
I'm probably just
grammar and spacing Google Docs.
I am a grammar nut, which is funny.
Yeah.
Which I think you've known this about me forever.
Yeah.
I'm a grammar Nazi.
You are.
I am. Like if you try to slide a wrong there or you're in there, I'm fucking pissed.
You're getting told.
Ooh. Did you say you're getting toe-holded?
You're getting told.
Oh.
Maybe you toe-hold people. I don't know.
Would have been way more funny.
Is that how you teach how to read?
By toe-holding them?
Yeah, toe-hold them.
I don't think so.
Whenever you're reading Dr. Seuss and you just go, green eggs and ham!
I don't think so.
Do
you know what a toe-hold is?
No.
Do you know what a toe-hold is? Oh, I thought you knew what a toe-hold was. Okay.
Why don't you explain it?
Why don't you Google it? It'd be way more funny. It'd be way funnier.
Okay. Toe-hold. I'm Googling it. Yeah, dude. It looks like exactly what you would do to your son whenever he's not reading right. So footlock submission where the attacker holds the ankle of his opponent close to his chest using a Kimura type grip to control the end of the foot, usually touching his little finger pinky to the opponent's toe.
That's a very in detailed description.
Thank you. It's from bjjheroes.com.
So I thought that's what you said. I thought it was way more funny. Cause you're like, if you use bad grammar, you're going to get toe-holded.
You just come in and grab someone's foot.
It's a good footlock. It's a really good footlock. I'm a big fan of a toe-hold. Dylan Dennis won his very first MMA fight with a toe-hold.
Ooh.
Yeah. They work, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare. You don't usually see it in MMA. Very rare.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of very many at all. That might be the only one off the top of my head. That's the only one I can think of.
I have no idea. Yeah.
It's a good footlock. It's a really good footlock. You bring the foot down like a 45-degree angle, so like that outside bone on your ankle is very susceptible to breaking. I would say. I would think it would break. Yeah. It hurts. It hurts. You toe hold it. Definitely hurts. It's like you read. It's basically a Kimura on the foot. Same grip and everything, but instead of the shoulder, it's right across your foot. So go ahead. Why don't you read this? You read however you want to read it, and then I can give my personal feedback because I have tried our sponsors' products officially after training.
Yeah. Should I give it my own twist? Can I give it my own twist, Gage?
Do your thing, buddy.
All right, so we'd like to thank our sponsor, Schismatic Industry, the jiu-jitsu apparel company that specializes in gi and no-gi apparel designed to make you perform and look your best on the mats, which obviously you want to do. You don't want to come into the mats looking like shit. So you can put on some Schismatic Industries, you're going to look fly out there. You're going to put people in toe holds. They're going to be like, God damn, what is he wearing? And you're going to say, Schismatic Industries, baby. You see how I was able to lock your fucking foot up and you couldn't do anything about it? It's because I was wearing this gi.
So and I was so distracted. I was so distracted by how good you looked on the mats. I just gave up my leg.
Yeah, dude, I gave up my leg like nothing. So if you want that to happen while you're, trying to put people in toe holds, their Instagram handle is Schismatic_Industries. That is SCHISMATIC_Industries. I'm not going to spell industries. Their website is schismaticindustries.com. So pretty simple. I think everyone can find it. Just Google it, get yourself some no-gi or gi apparel, and look good on the map. And then we would also like to thank our new sponsor, Guardian Oil. Guardian Oil keeps your skin healthy and clean, and they believe in taking care of your skin and keeping it healthy, fresh, and soft. No one likes not healthy, fresh, and soft skin. If you go to the mats, you start rolling, you smell like shit, you come home to your girl, she's not going to like the non-healthy, non-fresh, non-soft skin. So get yourself some Guardian Oil, keep that shit tight. Their Instagram handle is Try Guardian Oil, right in there. Try it. Your girl will like it. You'll like it. It's antimicrobial. No one likes ringworm. No one likes staph. It's fucking nasty. Get yourself some Guardian Oil. Their website is also tryguardianoil.com. It's extremely easy on your skin and extremely hard on bacteria. Bacteria does not fuck with Guardian Oil. It is made 100% from natural essential oils and guards against ringworm, staph, athlete's foot, jock itch, even acne. If you're older than the age of 18, you should not have acne. Get yourself some fucking Guardian Oil. Again, tryguardianoil.com. Instagram handle is tryguardianoil. How's that?
Fucking really good.
Thanks.
Really good. Yeah. I did try both products officially this weekend. Gotta say, love the rash guard. They're fucking super good. And it's got a really, 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 really tight bottom band. So whether you tuck it under your shorts, I go back and forth whether I like to tuck it under my shorts or whether I like to let it hang. I go back and forth. I haven't fully decided. But
don't you?
Well, it doesn't matter with this because that band is so tight at the bottom. It doesn't ride up no matter what you're doing when you're grappling. It doesn't ride up like a lot of the looser ones will ride up. Your belly's hanging out. Maybe I skipped ab workout. The past 2 weeks, and I don't want my belly hanging out. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to worry about that with Schismatic Injuries. You could be the fattest, sloppiest guy in the world, and you don't want that pale, pasty belly hanging out. You don't have to worry about it with Schismatic Industries. It's good quality. It's really good quality. Really cool design for sure. I was very, 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 very happy with my product. I have one for you as well, Alex. I still need to send you. I'm really not in that much of a rush because you have failed to state...
Is this about the Biz Bing book? Is this what it's coming back to?
No, it's not. But you have failed to state 100% if you are going to start training when the world is normal again. And B, you can't train right now anyway, so I'm not really in that big of a hurry to send it to you. So, yeah. And then the Guardian Oil was nice. It has it smells interesting. I will say that. I will say that. I have to be a little critical.
Well, dude, it's antimicrobial. It's not gonna fucking smell like flowers. So.
Well, I mean, it's probably just like it probably kills 99.999% of germs. I probably put 99.999% way too much on because I was like, I didn't know how much to put on. I just sprayed it like crazy. And I did it indoors, and I was like, this smells kind of strong, but I probably put way too much on. But it did make my skin feel very, very, very good. And I probably put too much on. So, yeah, it felt good. I didn't feel like dirty. You know, I put it on as soon as I trained before I got home. It told me off until I got in the shower. And yeah, my skin felt good. It felt nice. I was very satisfied. It felt clean. And yeah, it was almost like a lotiony sensation at the end. It was definitely soft for sure, just like they say. And it's a spray, so that's me being stupid. If it's a spray, I'm probably putting too much in there, dude. No matter what it is, spray like sunscreen, I probably put way too much on. Spray anything. So, anyways, so I will use less next time, so I'm not like overwhelmed with the smell because you know it's some strong shit. You know, it's got to kill the germs. So I probably just put too much on. So, but anyways, so thank you for our 2 sponsors, and hopefully we can hook people up if they want some. Reach out to me at least on Instagram or email us. So get you some good. All right. So where do you want to start, Alex?
Well, I guess we should start with the next event that is going to be happening on Saturday, May 30th,
sir.
at the UFC Apex.
There we go.
Headlined by the main event at welterweight, Tyron Woodley. Is it Tyron or Tyron?
Tyron
Woodley versus Gilbert Burns.
Well, you just look at him and you assume his name is Tyrone.
No, I don't know, dude. It's like
you probably didn't even see his first name written down. You're just like, that's Tyrone.
Went to the Ravens. Fuck.
What's he play?
Oh God, quarterback Taylor.
Oh, Tyrod Taylor.
Taylor. And everyone called him. He didn't correct everyone for like 10 years of his NFL career.
How do you say his name?
It's like Tyron.
No.
I swear.
It's Tyrod.
Tyrod, yeah. Fuck.
Is it so?
Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, dude.
How could you say that wrong? There's no other way to say that. How were people saying it? I don't know how people said it.
Here's the correct way to connect. Okay.
The name Travis Martin always call him Tyrod Taylor.
So for the records, it's Tyrod, not Tyrod.
Oh, Tyrod.
Tyrod Taylor, not Tyrod.
Well,
and he never corrected anybody until he went to the Browns.
Interesting.
Yeah. So maybe.
And that's a career end, you know, or it used to be, you know. Anyways, so might as well let the people know at that point. You know, that's like equivalent to before you're quitting the job, you tell everyone how much they fucking suck and you walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you guys know, you've been calling me the wrong fucking name all the time.
Do you remember that time that you quit on behalf of that kid on Skype?
We cannot say that name.
Why not?
No way. What if he lost his job for real?
I remember who it was.
I remember.
I'll
never say that.
Anyway, let's say his name was Josh Smith, so people can.
It was Josh something, but we'll go with Josh Smith.
Say his name was Josh Smith. So Skype used to have this 411 number on the internet. They had to take it down because kids like us would use it to prank call people, and there was no way to track it because it was Google phone. So, like the only way they could ever track the phone call back is if they tracked through the internet router. Like no one's doing that, especially back in the like early 2000s.
Yeah.
So Gage called like Piggly Wiggly or whatever the hell.
We'll call it Piggly Wiggly.
Call it Piggly Wiggly. And he's some random kid that he went to high school with. He knew he worked there, so he called in and he goes and says, "Hey, this is Josh Smith." Lady goes, "Oh, okay, hi Josh." And he goes, "Yeah, just like tell everyone in the store and let everyone know Josh Smith fucking quits, bitch."
This is a true story.
Yeah. So I doubt he actually. I think the lady that picked up the phone didn't know who he was, so it wasn't really. But yeah. So
good times.
Going on that tangent, but
we had a lot of fun with that Skype thing.
Dude, so many things.
Any more we should tell or no?
No.
You sure?
No. Well, I mean, I never did some of the things that other people did on there, but getting people to pull fire alarms and stuff like that. But those were young. We were young and dumb. We're mature now. It's not funny.
I remember it's still funny. I remember.
It's so funny.
I remember it was I think it was a Wendy's.
Dude.
From Oakland, California.
Dude, when you got that guy, he was so fucking stupid. I was like,
so stupid.
This poor guy, dude. Actually, that was the one.
You guys always made fun of me because I wasn't as good as
you were terrible,
someone else.
And you still got that dumb fucker to do it.
It worked. I think I got more than one. I'm pretty sure I got more than one.
Dude, well, like the person who was the king at it got so good that
I get it.
And Wendy's had to send emails throughout their regional offices stating do not listen to any phone calls you get.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I remember you could find on YouTube news clips of like stuff that this said person got, the things they got. Was it him that got the people to take off their clothes?
Yeah.
That was him?
Yeah.
I remember it was like in Wisconsin. I saw a news thing. It was like the guy on the phone was so convincing. He told us we had to take off our clothes. People are dumb. People
years old, bro. The way that kid could fucking talk to people and just keep a straight face was insane. But
the guy from Oakland that I got, I remember, he was like,
"You sure?"
He was like, "Are you sure this is when I pull this is not going to go off?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, I took care of it. Just pull it."
Yeah, dude, you were not doing pull it.
He's like, "Oh, it's everywhere." It's like, click.
Oh God. Someone has a video somewhere.
So he's homeless.
Yeah, dude. I probably lost his job.
He lost his job for sure.
No, he didn't.
He was unqualified.
Him and fucking 100 other people did it. And to the point.
But he's like, "Nah, man.
411 doesn't exist anymore."
Yeah, that does not. Yeah. That was funny.
All right.
So if you get a suspicious phone call from someone claiming to be from somewhere and that you need to test your fire alarm system, don't pull it. That's the moral of the story.
You know, listen to it's a lie. 17-year-old high school junior. Maybe don't listen to them.
It's a lie.
Anyways, we started out with Tyron Woodley.
Tyron.
Should
we start all over?
Yeah, welterweight Tyron Woodley versus Gilbert Burns is the main event. This is an interesting one. So I would say Tyron Woodley was on a total tear, was the UFC welterweight champion, and then got completely embarrassed by Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
Just dominated all 5 rounds, like looked like he was not the most like I think we've talked about this before, by far the
most impressive
title
from a challenger.
Yeah, from a challenger. Like
not from a champion.
Domination of the champion.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been done before.
Yeah, dude, he like.
I mean, there's something special
before that.
Yeah, well, there's something special about like Connor's 13-second knockout, but Usman stated on record before, like even in wrestling, like he wanted to tech fall people, and you wrestled and I wrestled. I know you know what that means. I think it was a 15 points you go up and then they just end it, right? Up by 15. So usually it's a takedown, a let up, and it's 30 to 15, right? Because you get 1 point.
All the really, really, really good guys, like the kids that were like studs, like state. That's how they would usually beat kids. Is like instead of just embarrassing you in front of your whole family and pinning you in 2 seconds, they would just practice takedowns and then tech fall you.
Yeah, and I think 30-15 was the score because like most of the time because a takedown's 2, you let them up as 1, or does it end before that? Was there a way to end before that to go up by 15? 7 to something?
Back points like that'll happen.
7 to something though. No, something would be faster than that, wouldn't it? Would a 14 to be 15 to 7 or something be first? No, that's not 15.
Usually they would take you down. Like I know Chance Marsteller, how he would always win. He would do that. He would take you down, then he would cradle people, get 3 points for back points.
Yeah.
So he would always make it like he would always do. It would be like 5 points each takedown. So
wouldn't he?
Jordan 15.
Wouldn't he embarrass you to where you got on the verge of being tech falled and then still pin you?
No, he wouldn't do. I mean, he didn't.
He would just tech fall people.
Like one time when he wrestled our team, that's how he beat Jordan 15-3. He took him down, put him on his back for 3 seconds, 5 points, let him up, take him down.
My very first wrestling tournament, I don't remember if it was Jordan or if it was the Hartsville kid, but Chance Marsteller put on a clinic. My very first wrestling tournament. I ended up placing, I think, 3rd in that wrestling tournament by winning 1 match.
Was it Westbury? I think I
don't remember who it
won
was.
Too the next year. I won
remember.
2 matches and was the champ.
I have no idea, but I won 1 match with the pin, and I lost 2, and I just had a small bracket, and I placed 3rd, something like that. So it worked out. I think the way you win counts too. So because I pinned, and other guys probably won, but maybe by points, and I don't know how it worked out. But there was more than 3 people in my bracket.
I guess we should tell people who Chance Marsteller is. I don't think he'll listen to this. I don't give a fuck.
Should we tell anyone about the time? I had to have told you about the time where I almost lost to a mentally handicapped person. I never told you this. This is a hilarious story.
I have never heard this story.
Really? Okay.
Was he good?
No.
Yeah, he's a fucking phenom, dude.
He was strong. I don't want to say the R word.
Yeah, dude.
But he was really strong. That was the R word.
That was not a myth.
That's the R word I'll use. Really strong. All right. So this is what happened. This is the story. I'll try to make it semi-short, but everyone will appreciate this. If you don't, then go fuck yourself, I guess. But so I wrestled varsity because I was my senior year. There was just one other kid that was in my weight class. I think I wrestled. I don't remember the weight classes back then. 191 or something like that. No, 189.
Yeah, I was going to say, they just changed it now. It is 191 now, actually. But
oh, really?
Yeah.
Good guess. No, it was 189. I remember I met Cam Haynes back when I was playing football. He was like, what do you weigh, about 205? And I was like, yeah, about 205. And then he was like, yeah, you'll be a 189er. I'm like, how am I going to lose all that weight? He's like, it shouldn't be a problem. And I literally didn't diet at all. Just wrestling practice was so crazy.
I don't want to go on a tangent, but he has completely
I've heard.
Oh, you heard about how well Gettysburg get, like how good we are now?
It was a matter of time. He's such a good coach.
They won districts. First time since he was a senior.
We just got him early, man. He needed to breed. He needed to breed him, But in just wrestling practice, dude, I lost so much weight. I walked around like 172. I remember all the wrestlers hated me at like lunch because I'd eat whatever I wanted. Eat whatever I wanted, and I'd weigh in literally like 10 pounds under every time. And then I remember Coach
Smith.
Not Russo, I think, right?
Cyril. Oh no.
What's his name?
No, I don't know which one that is.
No, not Russo. Dunn something. Dudash. Coach Dudash was my gym teacher, and he would look at me and shake my head. I'm like, what? He's like, you don't look like a lineman anymore.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I got really small. But anyways. So, but Coach Haynes wanted me to go to this JV tournament somewhere in Pennsylvania. And I was like ashamed, kind of. I'm like, why do you want me to go here? Like, I made the varsity because we had to wrestle off, and I beat whoever that one guy was, some Mexican guy. And he was like, this is varsity, this is JV wrestling tournament in Pennsylvania. These guys are varsity level most other places.
Dude,
like
I want to explain that to the people that don't understand USA Wrestling. Is where we went to high school in central Pennsylvania, South Central Pennsylvania. Wrestling is what it like is everything. All these kids started at fucking 7 years old. Penn State's won like I don't know how many national championships now in wrestling. They fucking dominate it. But like a lot of the kids are from our district. District 3 is one of the toughest in the country to like make sectionals, make districts. It never fucking happens because there's just powerhouse programs. And everyone's really fucking good.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's what Angel was telling me basically. Because I'm like, man, I was like, I feel like I made, and I'd only wrestled. This is the only year I've ever wrestled. Because my old school didn't even have wrestling. So he was like, what you need is matches. You need time on the mat, and this is a good opportunity for you to get some matches in. I'm like, all right. So I don't remember how I think I won one, lost one, and then like this was my third match, something like that. I was doing okay, but and obviously it didn't count. It was just like an exhibition tournament, just for basically mat time, right? So I get on the mat, and there's this. I want to say he had Down syndrome. Like I want to say that's exactly what it was. They had to walk this guy. His coach had to walk him. You know how you put your foot on the line? Remember that?
Yeah.
You have red tape and green tape or whatever, and like
yeah.
that's how you put your foot in line, shake your hands, and they say wrestle, right? So I'm waiting for this guy, and they can't find him. I'm literally standing there with the ref in the middle of the circle or ring or whatever the fuck you call it, and here comes his coach like escorting him, and the kid is like real obviously mentally challenged, like real obvious. I'm like, oh my god, no way.
He's about to fuck you up.
Well, obviously, I was thinking like, what do I do here? Like, how do I approach this? Do I let him beat me?
Pin him in front of his whole family and just shatter his dreams?
Do I just slam him and pin him and fucking yank off my headgear and scream? I'm
the king of JV!
So, anyways, so obviously this is not. I mean, it is funny, but I'm really like it's racing in my mind. I'm like, I don't even know what to do in this situation. It's not like I was a good wrestler, but I was real confident I could beat this guy. You know what I mean? So, anyway, and he has puke on his singlet. He has like a puke thing, like 1,000% is what it was, like a wiped off puke thing. And like his coach like escorts him to the table, and then they like sign, like he says his name, and they put the little thing on his ankle, and then they walk him to the center. We shake hands, and we start going. And it's still racing my mind.
Grabs a hold of you.
No, like, it was fine at first.
No, I'm never getting out.
Well, what happened was I went for my best move, which was
the fat guy roll.
A lateral drop was my move. We've talked about it on the show before.
Yeah.
It was the only takedown I ever tried, and you know what a lateral drop is.
Mm-hmm.
But really, for it to really work at a high level, or I shouldn't say high level, but for it to really work, unless you're super duper strong, they really have to be pushing into you, and you use that momentum to drop to your side and pull them on top of you initially, but then you end up on top, right? You know what it is. You roll with it. Yeah. My very first jiu-jitsu tournament, I landed that. So I just went for it. I didn't wait. We were just standing there. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking yank this dude over me. No big deal, right? Did not work. And if a lateral drop goes wrong, it goes way wrong. So I couldn't move him on top of me. I'm already falling. So he falls right on top of me, and I'm on the verge of being pinned instantly. And he just squeezes my head, and I can't move. So, I'm doing everything I can to not have both my shoulders on the mat, and he is strong, bro. He's so strong. I'm like, this is the end of my career.
Is he talking to you, or is he whispering? He's like, "You're mine, bitch." Like
grunting. Yeah, and I'm like, I can't let this happen. So I was there for a minute, not literally a minute. A round's only 2, but I'm there. I'm like, I'm going from one shoulder, and he pins me that shoulder. I go to the other shoulder. You know the tricks, and I'm like, oh fuck. And somehow I got up, and I like what's called like a hip pocket or something like that from like a front headlock, and I pinned him. And I remember going back to my corner. I don't think Coach Haynes made the trip. I think it was Coach Smith. And he was like, you realize you almost lost that. And I'm like, I'm aware. Yes. But yeah. So, anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but I
Well,
thought maybe...
we were gonna explain who Chance Marsteller was.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so he was a 4-time state champion in Pennsylvania, which I believe he was like the first. If he was, he might have been one of the few. There's a handful of people who have ever done it in the history, and he was the first one to do it in like 25 years or something to win freshman, sophomore, junior,
Wasn't he
senior.
like...
year.
Wasn't
He was
his
the
record
number
like...
one wrestling prospect my senior year, 2012. So he had offers from everyone. He was the number one in the country.
I think his high school wrestling record was like 160 and 0.
Yeah.
160 and 0 or something.
Yeah, it's something insane. Kid like was going to Penn State camp in like the 8th grade and beating their wrestlers. So like, he had a scholarship to Penn State when he was in 8th grade.
Everyone knew who he was.
Yeah. One kid on our team fucking went to ask for his autograph in the middle of a tournament while we were going against him.
That's hilarious.
I hate you so much. I'll fucking murder you. I'm not gonna say his name. Fucking Corey.
Corey. All right. Oh, I know you're talking about.
Oh God.
Did he play football with us?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who it is.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Chance, could you sign this paper? I was like, Corey, take your fucking sweatshirt off if you're gonna go over there and ask him for a goddamn autograph.
I'm friends with him on Facebook actually. Chance Marsteller. It's kind of funny. His birthday is the day after mine. I still remember that. Isn't that?
So anyway, he ended up going. He like pissed everyone off in the state and decided to go to Oklahoma State.
And he sucked. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Why did he suck?
Dude, he's a partier. Yeah, he liked to drink, so he got in some trouble. And then he went to Lock Haven and wrestled there, and then got in trouble again. Fucking did crazy shit.
He's like the John Jones of wrestling.
Yeah. Well, except he got
loses.
super drunk and like ran around naked and then like assaulted a nurse. Like he did all kinds of fucking crazy shit.
Oh, I remember hearing that. I was like, did he double leg her? What did he do to her? But he didn't even do that good. He didn't do very good in college though.
No, he didn't. No, he did terrible at Oklahoma.
It's like the kid had the potential to be like the best wrestler of all time, perhaps.
Yeah, he still does wrestling stuff. But
yeah, probably for community service. He probably has to.
He's probably listening for us.
He probably has to.
I'll have a beer with him, dude. He seemed like he was fun. Just
you had a beer with him, you said?
No, I said I would.
Oh, I'd have a beer with him too.
Yeah.
I'd have a beer with him too.
Anyways, that was the tangent. And that all started from how to say
Tyron Woodley.
Tyron Woodley's name. Anyways,
what I was getting at was Usman has stated, I think on Rogan's show, that he never wanted to be the guy to get the quick pins. Like he wanted to tech fall people. He wanted to just take him down and take him down and take him down.
Oh, that's how Usman's style was?
Yes.
Okay.
His whole wrestling career, even in high school, I guess. And literally that's what he did to Tyron Woodley for 5 rounds. So that was Woodley's last fight. Before that, he had a really, really good performance against Darren Till. I think that was an arm triangle submission he won with. Was it a Darce? It was a Darce. It was a Darce. Yeah, it was. Before that, he had some not so. No.
Well, yeah. So he
had some really boring fights with Wonder Boy and with Damian Maia.
Yeah, Damian Maia unanimous decision. Stephen Thompson split decision. Then he had a draw in TFC. Oh, excuse me. UFC 205. He had a draw with Stephen Thompson for the first one.
Yeah, they're all boring. His fight, I'm pretty sure he ran from Damian Maia that whole fight. And then the Wonder Boy won. Most people, when they fight Wonder Boy, it's boring because he has such a weird karate style. Hard to really engage with that guy. But so then we've said it before. Yeah, Darren Till coming into that fight was the betting favorite, which was bonkers. But Woodley had just been like his performances were kind of lackluster. So, but then he turned it on and put a beating on Darren. I don't think Darren Till landed one significant strike on the numbers. It was a real bad beatdown, and Darren Till was looking on fire. But then after that, it's like, oh shit, Woodley's he's putting it on people now, and he's got it back. And then Usman just destroyed him. That's the last time we've seen him, which is pretty hilarious because last time we seen him, he was the champion. He just lost his belt. He defended it multiple times, and now I'm sitting over here personally. I hope you disagree because I want to count this on our little picks, but I think Gilbert Burns is going to beat him.
Yeah, dude. Well, I don't disagree, however, Vegas does disagree with us. The odds for Woodley, as they are stated right now, obviously I am sure they will change by Saturday.
Sure.
Woodley is the minus 184 favorite. Gilbert Burns is plus 156 underdog.
So it's not too big.
No, but you can win
little
some
bit more
money. Put a little parlay action going.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to our boy God Mode has
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns.
Go ahead and talk about that. Go ahead.
Well, we already shouted him out, I think, last show. But so his picks. We'll talk about. My pick. I think Gilbert Burns is gonna win. So does God. How? I think he KOs him, man.
I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't know what I think.
I know. Yeah.
In my heart, I want him to submit him though.
Dude, he KO'd fucking shocked us on KO'd Damian Maia in fucking a minute first round.
Well, like we said then, again, I picked Burns. I think you picked Burns too for that, which most people didn't. Most people had Maia winning that fight. And like we said on the show, I was like, dude, he's just as good on the ground. And we all know that's Maia's only method of victory. If he's just as good on the ground and Burns is a better striker, math tells me that Burns is going to win. And Burns knocked him out. And they got on the ground and Burns handled himself well. So,
well, he is a black belt in jiu-jitsu and won the IBJJF World Nogi Championship twice.
Yeah, he's a stud.
And Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, he's a stud. Yeah, everyone talks about Damian Maia because he's got he's been in the game so long, but Gilbert Burns might have a better jiu-jitsu resume than Damian Maia does. He might have the best jiu-jitsu resume in MMA.
Yeah, what was that tweet? Someone put odds out.
Oh, his odds?
Fun fact: Gilbert Burns' UFC record is 11-3, and he is on a 5-fight winning streak. Woodley's UFC record is 9-3,
which is pretty interesting. Obviously. Yeah. Woodley has fought way tougher guys because he's the champ, but still interesting. Gilbert Burns is no slouch. No slouch. He's a stud. And an amazing jiu-jitsu resume. And he can wrestle, too. Tyron Wood is a good wrestler, but, we saw D2 wrestler Usman do what he wanted with him. Mm. So, my only thing is, it's hard to not think Woodley's a better striker than Burns. Or maybe he is. Or maybe Burns is better. I doubt it. I'd assume Woodley's a better striker. And he's a good wrestler. So, I don't know. Who's was it not Duke Rufus? I don't know who Burns' striking coach is. I can't remember. But he's definitely got good striking now. And he fucking hits hard, too. Just like Woodley does. So, it's a really good fight. I would think Burns is going to look to take it to the ground. I would think. Maybe stand toe-to-toe the first round, see how it is. And if he's getting the better of exchanges, then keep with it, keep it on the feet. But, I do think Woodley's probably a better striker. So if Woodley starts landing some good shots, Burns is going to really want to take it to the ground. And I'd assume he can get it there. And with Gilbert Burns, dude, you might only have to take him down once. You know what I mean? Gilbert Burns is an assassin on the ground. He's got
I'm excited to watch it. I'm very confident in Gilbert Burns.
Really?
Dude, I am. I think Woodley fucking is on the downslope, man. Like
Burns is he's it's crazy that he's not, he hasn't really gotten as much recognition until now. It's kind of crazy when you consider his record.
He got KO'd by Dan Hooker like 2 years ago. But
Dan Hooker's a fucking stud.
Yeah, and he's a fucking monster though. So
yeah. I don't know. I like Burns, but I'm not as confident as you are. But I do like Burns.
I'm definitely I'm gonna be betting on.
You're a champ, dude. Yeah. I like Burns. I like it. The rest of the card kind of sucks dick. We don't really have to talk about it. Sorry.
Let's talk about the co-main.
We'll talk about the co-main or the co-main?
Yeah, let's talk about the co-main.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it is Blagov
Ivanov probably. Or
Ivanov.
Ivanov.
He's Bulgarian.
Yeah.
And Augusto Saki.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that name.
So
Homeboy's 14-1 though. That's pretty impressive.
yeah, he has been on a 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he had a split decision win against Andrei Arlovsky, but besides that, he's KO'd everyone else. But
Interesting.
a lot of guys who don't have Wikipedia pages. So
Usually you don't. Yeah.
So his last fight though, he KO'd the guy in 59 seconds.
Interesting.
Marcin Tubura, Polish heavyweight. Yeah, and then Blagoy.
Blagoy.
Blagoy?
Blagoy. I don't know. Blagoy. I don't know.
Yeah, so he's a Sambo guy, Sambo world champion. He's a Bellator guy. He lost his last fight split decision with Derek Lewis.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't get a lot of KOs. Lost to Junior Dos Santos. Beat Ben Rothwell.
He beat Ben Rothwell. Okay. I don't know. I'll take homeboy with all the knockouts. Sakai or whatever.
You think Sakai? Dude.
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, God Mode has him at high probability for Sakai.
Does he?
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what
I think I might go Sakai. And Sakai, let's see the odds. Oh, damn! Vegas doesn't know who's gonna win either. So,
it's a pick'em for Vegas.
Lagos is, I guess, technically a favorite at -104, and Augusto is -112.
Oh, that's the same. That's the same shit, basically.
Yeah.
High I don't think he does have high confidence. Okay. Yeah, he does. I see it now. Shout out to God Mode. We're using you as a reference, buddy. He wants to come on the show next week, by the way.
Let's have him on. I want to know how he does it. If he's right again.
He's incredible. He really is incredible.
What goes into the algorithm.
I'm really glad I got linked up with that guy. He's his page is incredible. Other than that, this fight can eat a dick. This card can. I mean,
they need to happen. Maybe these some of these guys on the end cards, they could be the next John Jones. You never know.
You're right. No, you're right. Really. I've said it before on the show. Like there's so many fighters. Half the time I don't know the guys on the undercard, but sometimes I watch them all and I love good fights no matter who it is. And then sometimes I'm like, keep your eye on that guy, and I'll have his name in the back of my head. That's how I found Arnold.
Guys like our best friend Arnold Allen.
That's how I found Arnold Allen.
Yeah.
He was fighting on the undercard, and I'm like, ooh, who's this kid?
Oh, this kid's got a jab.
He's got a really good jab. I was like, this kid's fucking good. Texting Travis, I'm like, hey man, I'm sure you're not watching the fight yet. It's like second fight of the prelims, but there's this kid Arnold Allen. It's funny story, true story. I wrote Arnold Allen's name in my notes on my phone, so I wanted to know when I didn't know. I was so impressed with him. I'm like, I need to know when that guy fights again. That had his name in my notes, and I bet on him ever since, and he hasn't lost. So
fast forward, we're best friends. So
fast forward, I met the guy. I probably should have told him that story. Or that'd be too fanboyish. Like,
damn, dude, you should have told him that. Be like, dude, just
true story. So you know, like
right outside your house in Toronto.
Also,
do you run on Fifth Avenue every morning, or?
Would you have a beer with me? Yeah, sure, mate. I would. Okay, open the door. I'm here. Right. So you might find a stud like that in the undercard, but other than that, and if we see a really good fight like that, we'll definitely talk about it next week. But until then, the Brock Weaver guy is fighting. Is that the guy? I remember we went back and forth that one fight. Is that the guy who won via DQ or lost via DQ? Remember that blatant downed opponent knee, and I had it wrong. Who won and who lost? I know you remember we talked about this. Brock Weaver does this crazy thing at the weigh-ins where he dresses like a Native American. Excuse me, and he paints his face and wears the feathers. It's wild.
So Brock Weaver.
It should have been his last fight.
Wait.
If he lost, then he was the one who did the knee. I think it was his last fight.
I'm looking at MMA Junkie. Okay, hold on.
Just pull his Wikipedia page.
So he won by DQ.
Okay, he got kneed. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Brooke Weaver got illegally kneed.
Okay. He seems like a fun guy to watch. So I don't know. The other guy, Roosevelt Roberts, is 9-1. Maybe I've seen him. I'd be more familiar with him, but I'm gonna keep my eye on that fight because I remember I was really intrigued by the Weaver guy during that fight.
So the Weaver is a heavy underdog.
Is he?
Plus 260 underdog. Roosevelt Roberts is minus 320 favorite.
And God Mode has Roberts. It's a high confidence win. Oh, I'm pulling for Weaver. Sorry, God Mode. I'm pulling for Weaver. I won't bet on it, but. And then Mackenzie Dern and Hannah Cyphers is interesting. Mackenzie Dern had a child. She's a jiu-jitsu lady, big time. She is not ugly. I don't think she's as hot as most people act like she is, though. I just
said that because she had a baby. I didn't really look at her, but.
Oh yeah, she's known for being a hottie for sure. Pull up her Instagram.
I'll have to check that out.
Pull up her Instagram page. Actually, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure at one point I sent you a photo.
I'm sure.
And you said.
I hope Kimberly's not listening.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about your lady. I think I sent you a picture of one of her pictures, and I think you said, "quote She can touch it." I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
That would be something I would say, man.
I'm pretty sure. I got a high confidence pick. That's what you said.
Yeah, that was came out of my text.
Yeah, she's known for being hot. I don't think she's as hot as people act like she is. I'm a big Claudia Gadelha fan.
One of those.
She's Brazilian, but she's no Claudia Gadelha.
Dude, yeah, I definitely would say that. That probably came out of my phone.
Oh yeah, but like I said, she's no Claudia Gadelha.
She got a wagon on her.
She has a wagon for sure. But yeah, I think she lost her last fight. I think it was her only loss, and it was right after she had a kid. But anyway, Hannah Cyphers is really tough. I don't know the odds. God Mode has Dern as a high confidence.
So Durham is also the high favorite, minus 390 favorite.
Oh my God, that's gotta be the biggest on the night.
Yeah, I think he's the largest favorite.
That's crazy because Hannah Cyphers is no slouch.
I'm into next week's card. Yeah, she's the highest favorite. Next week's card's highest favorite's Sean O'Malley, of course.
Yeah, people are hating on him now.
Why?
Because the UFC's feeding him cans, dude.
Oh, they're feeding shitty people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's seeming like
why isn't he getting more?
Well, he hasn't fought in 2 years. The guy he fought was like a veteran, but like we kind of all knew what was going to happen. And then I guess everyone thought after his last fight with Jose Quinn, I don't remember how to say his name, veteran in the game. After his last fight, we all probably assumed he was getting top 10 talent, and he gets some can. So.
I've never heard that can. That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Is that what they say on the Instagram?
Yeah. He's like he's fighting a trash can.
I'm on the. Okay.
Yeah, they feed him can. That's what everyone says about Michael Venom Page and Bellator.
So can is like the MMA version of fish in wrestling.
Yeah, sure, you can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's fighting cans for sure. I'm glad we got to clear that up. I didn't know I'd learned you something today.
Yeah. I learned something new slang.
Yeah, they feed him cans. That's what everyone says in Bellator about MVP. Which is true. It's crazy how Michael Venom Page, one of the Bellator's biggest star. Douglas Lima's a pretty big star, but he big time karate style like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and only fights cans. It's crazy, and he knocks them all out in one round. It's kind of ridiculous, but yeah. So obviously Sean O'Malley is a big favorite. I don't even know the guy he's fighting, but interesting about the Dern thing because I've seen Hannah Cyphers fight a few times and she's no slouch. So very interesting. Other than that, the prelims. I've seen a funny meme, Shevchenko versus how do you say it in Chukagian? I think it's Chukagian. Right. It said Shevchenko versus Chukagian. It was like an old lady. It was like, I've seen that one before because she just fought her sister Valentina Shevchenko. Now her younger sister's coming. I'd like Chukagan in that fight. I don't see why. What are the odds on that?
Shevchenko.
I think Chukagan beats.
So Chukagan is a slight underdog, plus 116.
I think she beat Shevchenko.
136.
I think she beat Shevchenko. So maybe I'm way fucking wrong because God Mode has high confidence in Shevchenko, but Shevchenko. I mean, she's 8-1. I remember the last fight she lost. I think was it her last fight she lost. Alex, I don't know if you want to look that up. Pretty sure it was.
You give me these hard names to Google.
Shevchenko. If you type in Shev, it'll be the first thing that comes up. Then erase Valentina and type in.
Make sure you erase Valentina.
Yeah, Shevchenko will be the first thing. First thing comes up. If you type in Shev on Google, it'll be Valentina Shevchenko. Click on that. Then erase Valentina and type in Antonio. Yeah, Antonio. I think she lost her last one. I think she got out grappled big time. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, I like Chukagan. Sorry, God Mode again.
To, Roxanne Modarfi.
Roxanne, the nerdy girl. Yeah. I don't know. I like Chukagan that. I gotta go against God Mode. But anyway, that's a fun fight. So I mean, no offense to anyone else, but the Shevchenko Chukagan fight, the Dern fight, the Brock Weaver fight, whatever. I'm interested in Brock Weaver. I like his weigh-ins. In the main event. Yeah, dude, he puts on a really crazy eye paint and shit. Anyway, so we'll talk about these fights next week. Hopefully, there's some rock solid fight with two people we don't know, and we can talk.
Yeah,
hype him up. Hype him up. Maybe.
Do we get him on here?
Maybe hit him up. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably our best ticket on getting fighters on here. Like, find these like low ranked, no name guys who put on a really good performance and hit them up. Like.
Yeah, and be like, talk to our boy Arnold, talk to our girl Andrea Lee, dude. They love it.
And I'm waiting for one of those. I remember I texted you this. I don't think you answered. It was a while back, but I remember saying, like, is it just me, or next time Andrea Lee and Arnold Allen fight, I'm going to be like genuinely nervous.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm going to be so nervous the next time Arnold Allen fights.
Like, so scared. And Andrea Lee.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, come. I mean, like, I was big fans before, but I'd be like extra nervous this time. Like, come on. Like, every time he gets hit, I'm like, no! No!
Damn it, that's my friend!
That's my friend you're hitting, dude. That's funny. What you can take us next. So I guess we're both picking Burns. So that's not as fun, but you are more confident than me. No, I'm just fine. I'm a great minds think alike, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if Woodley fucking mops the floor with him, I guess we really shouldn't be surprised. He was king for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you can go ahead. And by the way, so Burns is a normal confidence bet for the win. From God Mode's predictions for his bot. Alex, you can take us with whatever's next.
So we have MMA news. Rumored July fight.
Oh yeah.
Rumored July fight. I assume on Fight Island. If we're at July, it's Fight Island time.
Oh yeah.
Usman versus Conor McGregor. Wow. So apparently it was offered, right?
Well, if you look at Ali's tweet, Ali is Usman's manager. There has been chirping back and forth with Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal again.
Dude, I want those two to fight again. Bad motherfucker 2. Or Nate 3. God damn. That carousel of fighters is so...
It's interesting, yeah. Because who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, I mean... Masvidal beat Diaz so bad. It was like, what's the appeal to see it again? I guess the fact that it got stopped, doctor stoppage, maybe is it. And I remember when it happened, he was like, I remember Jorge, was like, yeah, we need to run that back. You know, basically unfinished business.
But fucking Nate up. But I mean, that's all that Nate stopped to get fucked up and then win.
Never that bad. Never that bad. No one's done that to Nate Diaz before. Ever. Yeah, I think he got head kick knocked out by Josh Thompson. Pretty sure. Look that up. I think Josh Thompson, our buddies, one of our buddies at Weighing In podcast. He works for Bellator now. I think he knocked out Nate Diaz with a head kick. I think so.
Check it out.
But even that wasn't like a punishment.
Josh Thompson TKO'd him with a head kick.
Sidebar: I'm not a homosexual, but Josh Thompson is one of the best looking fighters in MMA. Has to be. Just look up some pictures of Josh Thompson. I mean, I talked about him and Tony a lot because Tony beat him up real bad from the bottom. I mean, we're talking about that when we're hyping up Gaethje and Tony.
Yeah, he's a pretty good looking guy.
He's a handsome fella. He's a handsome fella.
He's down there.
He's not ugly. He's not ugly. He's the name that gets flipped. You hear people talk about good looking MMA fellas. You always hear Luke Rockhold. You'll hear Paulo Costa. You hear shit like that, and I'm like, guys, Josh Thompson. Josh Thompson is a stud.
You're out there on the message boards.
He's not a bad looking guy.
Guys, we're forgetting about Josh Thompson.
He's a good looking fella, isn't he?
Boys.
You can't deny it though.
Yeah.
Very handsome fella.
Uh-huh.
I actually messaged him after he was on Rogan's podcast and was talking how good of a podcast it was. He was on Rogan's show, yeah. And he did a lot of Bellator plugs because he's a commentator for Bellator now. And I messaged him and I was like, I said, yeah. I said, hopefully your podcast brings more eyes to, because I know we rarely talk about it on the podcast, but there hasn't really.
I mean, they're not going on right now, so they're
not. No, and I'm a fan of Bellator, and then. You think I don't know some of those UFC guys. I really don't know some of those Bellator guys. But I like to watch, though, and it's not a bad program at all. They got some really good guys. Some of the champions are really
high-level fighting.
It's the next highest in the world, I think. But, if the UFC didn't exist, I think that'd be cream of the crop. But I think they get a bad rap because some of the older UFC guys go over there. Like, once they start, like, fading in the UFC and they get older, like, they still fight old, like, in Bellator. But I just messaged him and I was like, hopefully you get more eyes on your, on your league, basically. And he messaged back and was like, thank you, I appreciate it. It means a lot, whatever. And then what I should have replied, by the way, you're one of the most handsome guys in MMA. But I didn't.
Do you want to come on my podcast?
Yeah, no. Their podcast is really good. It's not as popular as it should be. Him and Big John McCarthy have a really good MMA podcast. Not as good as ours, but it's pretty good. Anyways, so yeah, he beat Nate Diaz, but that was a knockout. I don't think anyone's punished Nate Diaz as much as Jorge Masvidal did. That was a coming out party for one, knocking out Darren Till was like, oh shit, after he'd been out of the game for a long time. And then the Ben Askren thing is what it is. We didn't get to see it play out, but we won't be a dead horse there. I've talked about that 1,000 times on the show. And then it was still like a question mark because like he knocked out Darren Till. It was a big deal. The Ashton thing, we didn't really see the fight. So still like, can Masvidal hang? Can Masvidal hang? And boy, did he. That was the coming out party for me. That was when I was like, you know what? The dude has reinvented himself. He is legit. No one does that to Nate.
Dude, I will say, though, those videos you sent me of him and Colby Covington, are they best friends?
They were.
They're not anymore?
That's what's so funny. They hate each other now. Hate each other. Because Colby turned fucking heel, dude. He turned evil. He turned WWE style. Masvidal didn't like that fake shit. Because of his whole character thing. Yeah, he started looking for enemies, and Masvidal was one of them. He turned on him.
Damn. Well, yeah, I guess Gage sent me. If you want to look on YouTube, you can find like Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington. Like,
that's what's so funny about it, dude. That's why it's funny.
Because
they hate each other now. Yeah, they were roommates before.
That video of Colby and him working wrestling, geez, it was like fucking a 10th grader versus a fucking junior in college, just fucking whipping it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
You know what's funny? You know what that clip is from? That clip is from an old. Well, yeah, that's the gym, but there was an old clip on Masvidal's YouTube channel. Like he did like a little like day in the life documentary that was on there. So that was when they were cool, so he didn't mind putting it on there. They were teammates, and then like later on after that, they were in the same car together, just hanging out, talking, just making each other better, right? But now that they're enemies, like now that circles around, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So if you didn't see, during wrestling practice, Colby Covington just mops the floor with Masvidal, like bad. And if he, I don't know. Him and Usman should be next, right? It should be Masvidal and Usman. But if Masvidal does this fight with Nate, Jorge Masvidal could fight Colby, or no, sorry. I don't know. It's like you said, it's a weird circle we got going on because right now Masvidal, if you really think about it, he has the best hand because Masvidal can fight for the championship, Usman. He can definitely fight Conor because they're the two biggest stars in the sport right now, and he can definitely fight Colby because they hate each other, and it's a big bad blood. They're number one contender A and number one contender B, realistically. So if you're Masvidal, you can kind of pick. I want Usman, I want Conor, or I want Colby. So depending on what Masvidal does, I think will play out how the rest of everything goes down. Because wherever Masvidal goes, then we can see if let's say he goes to Nate Diaz rematch BMF, we might see Usman versus McGregor, or we might see Usman versus Colby too, which is another really good argument because that was a really good fight. Who knows? It's an interesting thing, but there is rumors circling that Masvidal is looking for Nate Diaz too, and if that happens, I guess, then Usman's manager says we'll fight Conor for the belt. So I don't know about you. I think that would be a really bad idea for Conor McGregor. You can take it from here, though.
You think Usman for?
You thought Woodley was bad. Oh my God,
dude. Yeah, you know what, Khabib again, dude. I don't like. It's hard because apparently, if Khabib really is this like wrestling phenom, maybe it's not fair to compare Khabib to other people. If he really
I'm
is,
not comparing him. I'm comparing what Usman did to Tyron Woodley, who's no doubt a better wrestler than Conor McGregor. He's a two-time D1 All-American.
Yeah.
If Usman can do that to a much bigger man, Tyron Woodley, imagine what he can do to Conor. Of course, there's always the question of can he get close?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's always the question with Conor. I mean,
and we'll use the wrestling. Maybe, dude, Conor's shit talking. Maybe he's gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking knock this guy out, and then,
Yeah.
I think we all know about Michael Bisping, and how he always liked to use it.
The trash talk?
How he thinks it affects opponents. And
yeah, I think it definitely does. I think that's what happened to Jose Aldo. He was fucking mad, dude. He just wanted to, Conor's not the guy you just fucking lunge in and hit, dude.
Yeah.
Conor's a sniper, and we saw it. I think that was the fastest knockout in title history. I think still.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, 13 seconds. Yeah. He says Bisping says it works. If you haven't heard the clip of Bisping just talking about trash talk on Rogan's show is very interesting because we all know he made his career doing it, and basically what he said is probably the first time, honestly, if you think about it, probably the first time on record. He was like, I'm not really like an asshole. Like, I'm really, and he's not. Like, if you listen to him talk like his show, he's a pretty normal, calm dude. He was like, that's your time. That's your time to puff up your chest, fucking try to get in your opponent's head, and it also hypes up the fight. He's not really a dickhead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I thought segue, you brought up Rogan. Maybe we should talk about him leaving YouTube, dude. We're gonna slide in and take all of his views.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good, Joe Rogan. We don't need you on YouTube. More for the doctor and the driver.
Eddie from Grind Gang commented on that Instagram post. He's like, "You guys beat him to it."
Yeah.
Like, well, unfortunately, they're not paying us hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. Spotify did not give us $100 million.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to my wife Kimberly about it. I was telling her about how much money he's making, and apparently on The Fighter and the Kid, Brendan Schaub and Brian Callum, they said it's hilarious thinking of the numbers that everyone's speculating he's getting. They said it's way more. Like, really? It's not even, yeah, it says way more.
He said 100 million's way more. It's way more than that.
That's the only number that anyone has stated. And Brendan and Brian were talking.
Who are there?
Brendan and Brian Callum.
Yeah.
They're like, it's so funny seeing the numbers that you see pops up that people are speculating he's getting. They said it's not even close. It's way more than that. Like, he's good. Like, he was good before. Like, now he's good.
Better.
And if you think about it, I'm pretty sure his net worth prior to this was like $25 million, which is quite a bit of money, but it wasn't that much.
He made a $30 million last year off his podcast.
I mean, the thing I most recently saw, not like within a couple months, but at least a year ago, was his net worth was like $25 million.
Well, Forbes came out like a couple months ago and said he made $30 million in 2019.
Yeah, but isn't your net worth like everything you own type deal, right?
Yeah, so his net worth should be more than his gross of 1 year.
His net worth should be more. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, well, whatever. Anyways, apparently he's making a whole lot of fucking money.
Well, now he's making at least $100 million. So
yeah, apparently more. But anyways,
we're gonna fill that vacuum.
What we're talking about? We're talking about Bisping on there.
Well, we started talking about Kamaru Usman.
No, I don't think that.
Conor.
Yeah, I think he destroys Conor. I think it's fucking. I think Conor's too smart to take that fight. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's why I don't like Conor at 170 in general. 170 is wrestler city, dude. Besides Masvidal, everyone else is wrestling phenoms. I think Conor against Jorge is a good fight, and Conor's so special. I think he can do well with most of the 170 division, but I think he's way too small. I really do. I think if Conor fights Colby Covington or Kamaru Usman, that's a nightmare for Conor. Those guys are wrestling phenoms that don't get tired. They wrestle fuck you to death. And Conor gets tired. Conor might have the worst cardio in the whole UFC. Like, it's bad. Like, he's always, speaking of his nickname, he's notorious for getting tired. He is.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, those are the two guys you don't want to be tired fighting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see it. Maybe he fucking clips Usman coming in and knocks him out and becomes the first fighter to have 3 titles, 3 different weight classes. But I think that's a stretch. We'll see it, but maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you see it playing out? Do you see a method of victory for Mr. McGregor?
No.
Because I don't. Dude, Usman's
though, dude. There's a lot of Conor fans out there. You got to just say that he's the best and that he'll knock out everybody.
Usman is a very big, very strong, very scary opponent for a guy who does not want to wrestle. That's not looking good for you.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see it.
And you saw, I'm sure everyone saw, well, if you're on Twitter, Conor's Twitter storm that he's been creating.
Oh, man. I couldn't find any. I wanted to find a string of the tweets. Like, I've seen pictures of all the tweets. I couldn't find any. Maybe you can. I didn't put them on the Google Doc, but chirped back and forth. He chirped back and forth with some people. So I guess he was talking about who the best of all time was, and he was saying that GSP falls in like number 3, Conor himself is like number 2, and Anderson Silva is number 1.
John Jones is number 4.
It's like, dude, what in the fuck is this guy talking about? As soon as he gets that proper 12 in him and he logs on the computer, he starts getting crazy.
Yeah.
And Bisping chirped back, which I sent to you, which I thought was funny. Because when they were hating on GSP, when he was hating on GSP, he was like, yeah, he only did this. He stayed at 170, and then he went up and took an easy fight with a one-eyed opponent that to have the other belt, like, not, that's not impressive. That's why you're not. That's why you're only number 3. And I don't know if you want to pull it up. I'm just going off the top of my head, but Bisping was like, well, according to you, I beat your number 1 guy because he beat Silva. And this one-eyed guy beat your number 1. And he said, and I actually defended my belt. So, like, what are you talking about here? Like, you've never defended a belt ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he didn't get a lot of love. Even John Jones. John Jones.
Yeah, he was not happy either.
He said, and still try that one first. Implying he's never defended his belt before, either of his belts before. And obviously, we know John Jones has defended them. Off the top of my head, 7,000 times, I think.
Yeah, he's 12-0 right now. So
yeah,
is he 13-0?
Who fucking knows? Well, obviously, we know he's never lost his belt, really. So yeah, Conor McGregor's. Did you look at that list I sent you of the top 20 fighters according to whatever ESPN?
No.
Not bad. I texted it to you. You went out and pull it up. They had Conor coming at number 12. It wasn't a bad list. It really wasn't a bad list.
How long ago did you text me this?
Right before I called you.
Oh.
Can you not look at your phone right now?
Oh, you texted me a link, not a picture.
No, it was a link. Yeah, it was a link from ESPN.
So they did this after Connor's rant. They decided to.
Yeah, that's exactly why they did it.
So let's read
it's
it
not
off.
about. Yeah, go ahead, read it off. I'll let you read it off.
Top 20: Amanda Nunes at 20, Frankie Edgar 19, Cain Velasquez 18, Max Holloway, BJ Penn, Dan Henderson, Stipe Miocic, Dominic Cruz, Conor McGregor at 12, 13, Matt Hughes, 10, Randy Couture, 9, Chuck Liddell, 8, Jose Aldo, 7, Khabib, 6, Daniel Cormier, 5, Fedor, 4, Demetrius Johnson, 3, Anderson Silva, 2, John Jones, number 1, George St. Pierre.
Not a bad list. And we said it before when we talked about this. Those were remember I mentioned those top 4 I said. Those top 4.
You can put
so you can put them in whatever order you want.
You can put whatever matter.
The only reason John Jones at number 1 is it's because of the steroid accusations. That's all it is.
Dude, they were tenths of whatever, picogram.
I know. But I mean, realistically, I know you don't like to hear it, but you know, he's had a lot of close. Yeah, he's had way more close fights than GSP had. I still think GSP is number 1, but I'm not going to argue if someone says John Jones is or Anderson Silva. But yeah, so I think Conor falling in at 12 is fine. You know, there's no way anyone could say he's the best of all time. If you said he's top 5, you should be shot. That's crazy.
They bring you out back and teach you a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, you should be forced to pull firearms at every fucking restaurant. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Top 10 is iffy. Yeah, it's iffy. Definitely not top 5. And he thinks he's number 2. That's ridiculous. So yeah, he went on a Twitter rampage to summarize, and a lot of fighters were going. Bisping went back and forth with him. John Jones went back and forth with him. Some other people went back and forth with him, and he's just being who he is on Twitter. You know, he's a loudmouth in person. He's even bigger loudmouth on Twitter for sure.
Yeah. So someone else was kind of a loudmouth on social media. Is it Platinum?
Platinum Mike Perry.
Dude, him going after Darren Till was funny.
That was funny.
And he was gonna fuck his mom.
Dude, I don't think he's.
I don't know how you think you're gonna fuck Darren Till's mom, but okay.
I think Darren Till would fuck him up. I think bad, real bad. Apparently, according to Mike Perry, they did spar, and Mike Perry got the best of him. According to what he said, I saw that on Instagram. Sparring sessions are different though, but even if that's true, I don't know, man. Mike Perry, he has a 500 UFC record. Like his UFC record is not good. Yeah,
and now his coaches are not going to be his coaches. It's just going to be his girl. So
his new girlfriend, which we definitely need to talk about. So he was like, I don't know if you want to call it a power couple, but he had a wife and a blonde wife, and they did Submission Underground together not too long ago. She had a match, which was kind of funny because she was a white belt, and the girl she was fighting was also a white belt. So it was like amateur.
That made it to Submission Underground?
Because she was Mike Perry's wife. It wasn't a bad match, to be honest with you, but I'm pretty sure she got manhandled and lost. But she didn't get submitted. But again, it was two beginner grapplers, what it was. But and he coached her, and then she coached him, and like literally like a week later, all of a sudden on Instagram, I'm seeing him with this like almost like jailbaity looking like young broad on Instagram, like doing weird like shit together, and I'm like, oh, okay, like what's going on here? And then later I found out he and his wife just aren't together anymore, and he just like moved on like real quick, like he's like wants to grow in his corner now.
Dude, obviously is like has MMA aptitude though, because like she's gonna be the corner man.
You need to pull his Instagram up. You find a ton of videos of them too. Like he's like and his captions be like love of my life. Like I don't know what I'd do without her. Right. I'm like, you were literally with your wife a week ago, dude. Like how did this happen? Like so fast. It's bonkers,
dude.
I mean, she's a good-looking woman, obviously, but she looks like she's like suspiciously young. Like, kind of alarming.
Whoa.
Little jailbaity action, I think.
Yeah. Well, so I hope that happens. That'll be funny to watch Darren Till and him fight with his girlfriend in the corner.
Well, they're not fighting because Darren Till's at middleweight now. I don't think he goes back down to welterweight. Darren Till's a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's probably bigger than most middleweights, dude. Every time he fought, that's the only thing people could talk about was how giant he was.
How big he was.
Yeah. He said he'd step in the octagon at like 210. He went at 170 the day before. He put on like 40 pounds.
Jeez.
He's a big dude. I would imagine middleweight's probably not even easy. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to fight. And Mike Perry's 6-6. Darren Till is one fight away from a title shot probably. So, that doesn't even make sense. And they're different weight classes. Yeah, so between him...
So, look out.
Say that again?
I said, well, he's going to fuck his mom, so...
That's fine, I guess. I don't know. Listen, after you look at Mike Perry's UFC record, you might want to throw an underdog bet on Darren Till's mom to beat him. I'm just saying. Yeah, he's definitely more known for his personality, and he is funny as fuck for sure. But did you ever see the weigh-in video? My favorite one where he said, "Thought you had a friend, boy."
Yeah,
that's fucking funny, dude. Really funny. He's a funny motherfucker. That's why he's popular. I mean, it's definitely not how good he is in the UFC for sure. Just saying. But anyways, moving on.
So moving on, Adesanya said Israel says he's interested in Fight Island. He wants to return to the octagon in August.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool.
I didn't know Paul Acosta was ready. Maybe he is. I mean, it's obvious that's who he's supposed to fight next. They're both undefeated. You know, Paul Acosta had a war with Yo Romero, but won. We know Adesanya did not have a war. He had a war with.
Did he have a war?
Yeah, it was a war. It was a war. Him versus
like a pillow fight.
Him versus Equal. Who's gonna win?
Yeah.
You gonna fall asleep or you gonna make it through? Yeah. I mean, I still don't think that was his fault, but Brandon Schaub honestly put it the best. He was like, "Yeah, sometimes you're just not guys' styles. They're just not good dance partners. You know, what I mean, they're just not." We saw that with Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou. We thought that was going to be the craziest fight of all time, and it was the worst fight of all time.
Yeah.
So yeah, some guys just aren't good dance partners, and Yo Romero and Adesanya were not good dance partners. So. Yeah, I'd like to see him and Costa. I don't think Costa could win. I mean, Costa's definitely a striker / brawler. He's not a grappler by any chance. And I think Adesanya is a better striker in every way possible. So I think that's a getting pieced up city personally. But I know he had bicep surgery. I did not know he was ready to go already. Hopefully, because I really don't want to see Adesanya fight anyone else anymore. Like. You start skipping the number one contender and you get fights like Yo Romero, they suck. Like, I want to see him and Costa fight.
Yeah. And so then I think to wrap it up, we have a listener question.
From Eddie at Grind King MMA, our buddy, good buddy. You can read it off, Alex, if you want.
So he wants to know, can you guys try to elaborate about the coaching of Anthony Smith's corner during the fight for him? I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. So I've been reading shit that said, so everyone's giving shit about his corner should have stopped it from like what he was saying, especially in that fourth round. Whenever he's like, I'm getting my fucking teeth knocked out. And then he hands the ref.
So, well, his backstory, there was a backstory to that because I don't remember if it was Ariel Helwani or Brett Okamoto. Someone was interviewing him about it. I think it was Ariel. And he said that same thing. I got shit for that. He said, what they didn't catch was because he said my corner was saying, he said they kept the reason he said what he was saying was not because he wanted out of the fight. Like, oh my God, I'm getting my ass kicked, my teeth are falling out. He said his corner was telling him between rounds, hey man, you really need to keep your mouthpiece in. And he was replying, my teeth are falling out. Like that's why I can't keep my mouthpiece in basically. He said his corner kept saying, Anthony, you got to keep your mouthpiece in. You got to keep your mouthpiece in. And he was like, my teeth are falling out. You know, a custom fitted mouth guard is not going to stay in if you don't have teeth. So that's what he said. But go ahead and continue because that's important.
I found a quote from Anthony Smith because he's been apparently getting pissed off at people saying that his corner should have stopped it. And he said, we don't stop fights. That's it. There's a lot of people that's on, and that is the referee and the doctor that are responsible for that. There's a reason those people have a job. That's their job. If they thought it needed to be stopped, then that's on them. If the doctor thinks that I can't continue, then that's on him. That's his job. That's what he went to school for. That's what he's being paid for. I'm paying my corner to help me win fights. I don't need them constantly in the back of their head worrying about how much damage I'm taking. That's not their job. They're paid to help me win fights. That's it.
Fuck, it's hard to argue against that. God damn it, Alex.
Yeah.
I was going to say something way different until you read that.
Yeah,
God,
so that's what he said.
Tough.
I mean, he has a point there, man. That's what the doctor and the ref are being paid to do. His corner's there to fucking win the fight. I can't argue that.
Keep going if you got more, because I'm still rolling it over in my head. I don't know.
So Smith reportedly suffered a broken nose, broken orbital bone, 2 missing teeth, and a cut under his right eye during the fight with Teixeira.
He got fucked up, obviously. Yeah, he got fucked up. Are you done?
Yeah, that was his first fight.
I don't know. It's hard to not. After reading that, I'm starting to be like, yeah, fuck them. They should never stop the fight. But in reality, they are there to help him win fights. But
they're also there to preserve your career.
Yeah, you want to help. Well, if you want to get down to even a more vague way to put it, they're there to help their fighter, right? And sometimes helping them is getting them out. So,
I feel like that's risky though as a coach. Like, what if your fighter's like, "What the fuck, dude?"
He said they haven't. He said, I know you didn't find that quote. I was hoping you did, because I listened to his whole interview with Ariel, and he said, we have an agreement in my corner. You want to be in my corner, you don't stop the fight. Like, I'm ready to die in there, basically. He said, and if that doesn't work for you, that's fine. He said, don't be in my corner. Don't be in my corner if that's how you want to be. And he said, but if you stop the fight on me, like, we're done. Like, as far as training together, which is kind of a shitty thing, but I get it. I mean, how many times do you hear people say, don't stop the fight? I've heard Michael Bisping, as he's taking damage, look at the ref, don't stop the fight, don't stop the fight, don't stop the fight. They're not there to listen to you. Go, well, he told me not to stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Brendan Schaub, same thing when he fought Travis Brown. He was sitting there eating shots, trying to wait to the end of the round. He was talking to Jason Herzog or maybe Mario Yamasaki, one of those guys. He was like, don't stop, I'm fine, don't stop it. But if you're sitting there eating shots, you have to. I think it's the same with your corner. You can tell your corner all day long, do not stop this fight, but they're there. You have a really close relationship with your corner. It's not just some guy like, oh, you know boxing? All right, cool. Can you be in my corner on Saturday?
Yeah, you guys have been together nonstop for the past 6 months training.
Yeah, it's a team. You know, those guys really care about you, and you know, you can have multiple coaches, multiple striking coaches, multiple grappling coaches. You know, you want your closest guys in your corner. That's just the way it is. So if they care about you, I would have stopped the fight. I think I would have. And again, I know this is the theme of the show, and I'm completely fine with it being the theme of the show because it's funny. We have to bring up Michael Bisping. He was saying, I think it was in the post-fight show, this is where MMA needs to catch up with boxing. Obviously, boxing is a way older sport, super old sport. MMA is not. Corners stop the fights all the time in boxing. It's a normal thing. The last fight with Wilder and Fury, this corner stopped the fight. He was taking too much damage. He was saying that's where we need to catch up. And this is a guy who, Anthony Smith said this in his interview with Ariel, you know, his most memorable win, really, besides Rockhold, was when he beat Silva. And if you don't remember that fight in really detail, Alex, I highly recommend watching on Fight Pass. One of my favorite fights of all time. Bisping lost his mouth guard. And the rule is when there's a lull in the action, then the referee will step in and give you the mouth guard back. There was a big separation. They weren't fighting, and Bisping was pointing at his mouthpiece and looking at the referee. Anderson Silva threw a flying knee and basically knocked out Bisping. Like, fucked him up as the bell rung. And Anderson Silva was on the fence celebrating. He thought he literally won the fight. It was over, but they just called it in a round. But Bisping was waiting for his mouthpiece. That flying knee came out of nowhere, fucked him up. He was on Queer Street on his stool. No idea what happened. On Queer Street, the whole beginning of the next round, all fucked up. got his shit together, came back, won the fight. So that's an argument for don't stop the fight. I can regain myself and I can win. But at the same time, it's different now. The sport's evolved. Like, it's kind of like Mad Max back then, dude. You know what I mean? I mean, that wasn't that long ago. But, I know Eddie wanted us to talk about it. I've already talked to Eddie about it personally. And as we know, he's an MMA coach. And he said he would have for sure stopped the fight. And I think he's right. I think they should have thrown the towel against Tony Ferguson. I think in Gaethje. When you see there's no method of victory for your fighter to win, why keep him in there? Why do it? There's nothing but long-term damage that you're doing. That's it. It was real obvious after round probably 3. Tony Ferguson's not winning that fight. There's no method of victory.
Yeah, you know? round 4 was like, dude, this.
Can he pull off a submission? Probably not. Can he get a knockout? Definitely not. Like is he
going to get teed up for another 5 minutes? Yes.
There comes a time when you know you're not going to win, and it's different when you're taking damage. Like Usman and Woodley was really bad, but it was kind of WrestleFuck City. He wasn't really hurting them, so that's fine. That can go the distance, no big deal. But when you're cut up and you're bleeding and you're getting rocked and you're shaking your head, and your feet are getting wobbly, there's no reason to keep it going. And I think Bisping's right by saying MMA should catch up with boxing and do that. And I think Eddie's right saying corners should stop more fights. And Anthony Smith makes a good point. And again, you can tell your corner, don't stop the fight. But sometimes you just like Apollo Creed and Rocky. Obviously, that's fake. Apollo Creed in his corner in Rocky 4. You know, what if Apollo Creed was like, don't stop the fight, which I guess he kind of did and he died. But at some point, you got to be like, I know I told him I wasn't going to stop it, but I can't watch this anymore. Like, and then what's your defense? Like, why did you stop that fight? I had him. No, you didn't. What's the point here? You're losing, you know? You're not the one quitting. We're doing it for you. So you can still it's kind of like going out on your shield in a way. You're not sitting there, you're not just telling the ref I'm done. You know, let your corners, you're sitting there, you're fighting your heart out, and they're making the decision for you. I think I will say, yes, Anthony Smith's corner should have stopped the fight, and corners should stop fights more often. Some fights don't need to go as long as they do. It's a final statement there. Hopefully Eddie's happy with that, but I will say I can't see an argument for not wanting your corner to stop it. You know, I can see that. Yeah. You as a fighter are going to have more pride, and you are always going to have some sense of confidence. Like, I could have still pulled that off. But
yeah,
from not taking shots and from looking at it as an outsider, sometimes you know better than the fighter does. That's just the reality of it. Yeah. This is not – it's the same with, like, the steroid accusations. You know, this is not hitting a ball over a fence. This is – you know, hurting people. This is the sport of hurting people. You know, this is lifelong. You know, God damn, Mark McGuire, you took steroids, you cheating son of a bitch. You got to hit that ball further. You know, well, now you're taking steroids to hurt people's brains more. So, I know that's kind of not the same, but I'm saying that quitting or giving up or throwing the towel should be, it's not like, it's more important than a mercy rule in a high school softball game. You know, if you're getting hurt, you're getting really, 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 really hurt. That's what's so great about the sport, but that's also what's so sad about it. So, yeah, I think corners should probably stop more fights, and Anthony Smith's corner, I think, should have. Again, he's not losing a one-on-one basketball game in there. You know, I've had enough of this.
He's up
30 to nothing.
If you get blown out in basketball, the next game isn't affected. You can't play your next game for another 6 months because you broke your face. So.
Yeah, your coach saying we're done it's not like, yeah, I was losing 30 to nothing in a basketball game. You know, this is your life. This is your head. I mean, look at him. He's his broken bones in his face, his head, his teeth are falling out. He's getting his ass kicked. Yeah, I think Eddie's on something. Yeah, I think we should see more of that, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
is that it?
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
It's a bit on time. So
yeah, we should be fine on time. Yeah, we had a lot. We had that was a really fun episode, I must say.
Yeah.
We had some fun little stories about wrestling mentally handicapped people, getting stores to do crazy shit. and trying to quit jobs for other people as a joke. That's a fun episode. So you can follow me on Instagram at Driver MMA. You can send us an email, the doctor and the driver 1 @gmail.com. The number 1, not ONE. So at gmail.com. And then Alex has some funky little Twitter thing. He's slowly giving up on. Don't let him fool you. No, he's not. Okay.
I have a follower, so.
All right. Yeah, I think you had a follower last week too.
It's a slow progress.
Let's pump them numbers up, kid. Those are rookie numbers.
All right.
All right. Well, I had a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys had fun. Hopefully, Gilbert Burns gets it done. I have a bias. I have a bias there. I want him to win. I'm a fan. Not that I hate Woodley or anything, but yeah, I hope Burns gets it done. And then that'll put him in a really good spot. That'll put him in a really good spot. Top 3 has to be after that. So yeah. Wash your fucking hands, everybody. And if you're exposed to someone with COVID-19, don't go around your parents.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
All right. See ya.